right? Because they're asking you, do you stand under? So you can flip the script on them. Don't say, yes, I understand you. You're giving them jurisdiction over you. So you say things like, no, I hear you, but I don't understand you. Nor do I stand under you. And they're going like, oh no, not one of those people that went to a Davis Strait seminar and learned how to navigate the courtroom. When you go into court, if you ever have to, I like to stay out of court. Really, because I get in trouble in there. Because my little hot Irish temper can spike up a little bit. I got some German in me too, so that, it's not good. So I got a fiery little, I get angry about injustice. I get angry about the wrong and the evil and the IMF fraud and the banking cartel that's come into our courts and tampered with our justice, where justice is thrown in the street, according to Scripture. And they're committing securities fraud out the back door of every courthouse, pretending that they're rendering justice, when really all they're doing is selling securities in your name without your permission or consent. So one of the first documents I file if I'm ever compelled to come to court is a notice of claim to property. Notice of claim to property can be a 1 or 2 page document. I think I actually have that on my thumb drive, so you can see what a template looks like. It says something like this: I, Bonnie Strait, claim, and then it's got the CUSIP attaching number at the top, claim all funds, proceeds, interest, reversionary interest, dividends, securities, anything I can think of that's a financial term, linked to this CUSIP attaching number, and then I list the cause number, right? Call it a CUSIP attaching number. And all securities will be solely and exclusively mine because of the bad faith and unclean hands of my trustees. Then I swear to penalty of perjury, and I notarize it, and I file the court case first document. And they're like, oh no, not one of those people that went to a Davis Strait seminar. Right? Because it's all about securities. It's all about securities. That's all they're doing is trading on your names. And they want you to sign stuff. Why? Because they're monetizing your signature. You've seen photocropping and photoshopping where you can do it with people's faces and put your face on another body or whatever. Well, they do that with your signature too. And what they're doing is they're taking photographs of your signature and moving them over to documents that are buying drugs and guns and children in your name. It's not legal. But they're doing it. They're gangsters. So that's why a lot of people do parse syntax, because it supposedly does not fit into their system. They really like the swirly signature. I do too. I have a pretty swirly signature. Some of you, I signed your passport. You see, I like my big fancy B's, big swirly S's. Anyway, but those fit in their system, but the parse syntax does not. Parse syntax for my name would be dot, straight, all lowercase, comma, space, colon, Bonnie, hyphen, my middle name, colon. And it doesn't fit in their system. So for documents that you don't want to fit in their system, you can do a parse syntax thing. Does that make sense? So that way they can't use it. And another thing that I do to really mess with their world of trading on my name without my permission is I put a thumbprint where it touches the last name, or the last, That way when they Photoshop it, it's got this red ink splotch on it. And then they're like, dang it, we can't use that, right? So the rest of the paper is white, but on the last name there's a big red spot right in the middle. You see, corporations don't have names, but people do, right? Right? And David already talked to you about bonding your document with a mail label 200, registered mail sticker. Did he talk to you about that at all? No? Okay. Well, let's say this is your pleading. You photocopy the red mail label 200 sticker. You photocopy it onto the top of the paper. And it's going to have an RF number. And it's going to be 321, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, US, right? That's typical RF numbers, 9 digits. You're going to write CUSIP attaching number here. And that's usually a 9-digit number also. And then your pleading, it could be now comes Bonnie straight, claiming all property, funds, dividends, interest, reversionary interest, proceeds, due to the bad faith and unclean hands of my trustees, I claim all of these. And what that wording is quoting the cause of action, breach of fiduciary duty. Breach of fiduciary duty is a beautiful thing. It is such a powerful tool for you. Because if you're going to sue a judge, you're going to sue him underneath that cause of action. And breach of fiduciary duty is married to exclusive equity jurisdiction in federal court. Do you understand what I'm saying? Breach of fiduciary duty is married to exclusive equity jurisdiction in federal court. We were talking about maxims of law, maxims of equity. It's exclusive equity jurisdiction to sue under that cause of action for breach of fiduciary duty. So when I talk about bad faith, unclean hands, unjust enrichment, other little nuggets, I found it in this thing called the Texas Causes of Action Law Book by O'Connor's. There's 10 pages devoted to breach of fiduciary duty. So when you put your pleadings together, a lot of times you're going to number them sequentially. You may put sworn facts in the form of an affidavit of truth right here. So as soon as you get sworn facts in the form of an affidavit, and you start numbering them, short, plain statements that are factual. See, all law is based on facts. Did you know that? That's why when judges say silly things from the bench, like, well, the jury will look at the facts, but I look at the law. You say, Your Honor, seriously? All law is based on fact. Therefore, according to the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, it says right there in my Bill of Rights that the jury has a right to inspect both the facts and the law, and you should know that. Because the Texas Bill of Rights is part of the Supremacy Clause. You guys are familiar with the Supremacy Clause, right? Yes. Boy, what am I going to do with y'all? I'm going to get you to read your handy-dandy pocket Constitution at night. Turn off TV, right? I know you guys don't watch it anyway. This is nothing but foolishness and black magic witchcraft on the television, so why bother? So sworn facts in the form of an affidavit. You're going to put your facts. They're going to be short and plain and simple. And I'm going to give you an example of that. But we're going to talk about your Constitution first. But when you're standing up, when you know it and you know it well, man, is it powerful. They will not want you in their courtroom. A lot of times you don't ever have to go in because you can actually file a document with a cover sheet on it that says, this is my appearance. And then you have this document under it and tell the clerk to send you an authenticated clerk stamped copy and enclose an envelope that's already pre-addressed and pre-stamped, where when you ask them to mail it back to you with their file stamp on it, you know they got it because you have a copy for your records. Anything you file in the court, you better make a copy for yourself, just in case their copy, accidentally on purpose disappears because they don't like an authenticated clerk's copy, or it's a certified clerk's copy. So you can mail it in. I mean, why would a living man and woman go into a fiction court? You don't belong there. You know why? It's not for you, it's for your corporation. David talked to you, I think, on the first day. He hit contracts really early. Normally he talks about that like on the last day on Sunday. Contracts are very important. Do you remember some of the 8 nuggets that he talked about? Like kinds, right? So how is it that you, being a man and woman, are being sued by a corporation? Let's say it's a civil matter. Two neighbors have a fence line boundary controversy. But they got an attorney, and the attorney is using the all-capital name of his client, but you're using the upper and lowercase name. You're like kinds. We're not like kinds. That's one of your slave class U.S. 14th Amendment citizens that are civilly dead. I'm living. You see, in my affidavit of repudiation, you would read, if you read it, that I discovered that Congress calls a U.S. citizen a dead civil entity. Did you know that? Per page, I think it's 653, and then it's hyphen 644. Anyway, it's like a whole span of pages that happened all the way back in 1967. Right? It's been a long time they've been calling us a dead civil entity. And when you discovered that, you did your affidavit of repudiation, and you got off the slave ship, right? Oh, this is such a perfect opportunity for me to recruit and do a little skit for you guys that you're going to absolutely love. Who can I pick on? Hold on. Let's make it super fun. Just in case anybody got sleepy after lunch. How about you? You look so sweet. Come help me. Grab your chair. We're going to do this. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. Come up here. Let's put you up here on the platform. All right. Turn it this way. Turn the chair this way. Hi there. What's your name? Tell me your name, sir. Yes. Mr. Jones, oh, I'm so excited to have you working here. By the way, I'm Bonnie, and I'm the HR director here at Walmart. So great. We're so glad to have you. As a brand new employee of Walmart, it's so lovely to have you. Oh my goodness, look at all the other Walmart employees. Well, I just want to tell you what to expect working here for the best company in the world. It's so great. Working for Walmart. All right, so here's our employee manual. We're going to need you to read that whole thing, but that's not all. Do you see all those books along that wall, floor to ceiling? I know it's kind of high ceiling, it's like 20, 30 foot high. But all those books, it's called 1 billion corporate bylaws that Walmart has for you to memorize. Because if you disobey any of our corporate bylaws, well, we're going to hold you in our Walmart jail. Small thing. There's a few things you should know about being an employee here at Walmart. There is no car allowance, no expense account, no 401k, no dental plan, oh, and no salary. But you have to obey 1 billion codes and statutes. Or you go to our Walmart jail. It's just a small thing. But you're going to love working here at Walmart. You're okay with no salary, right? But you have to obey and do everything we say, or we put you over there in the Walmart jail for maybe years at a time. Another thing about working here at Walmart, we're just going to regulate you, not only while you're here in the stores, but also in your home life. We get to tell you what to have for breakfast, how frequently you can have marital relations with your wife, what to feed your children, when to take them to the doctor, what shots you need to get. We can regulate you all the time. So what do you mean? Oh, what part is that? Oh my God. We just don't want to be a part of this slave system. Or did I say that? I'd be an employee of the Walmart facility. We're so excited to have you as a slave. I mean, employee. Oh, I love this again. I've got to stop that. Do you see the system? Do you see why codes and statutes do not apply to you? It's a corporate bylaw. Do you work for that corporation? No. Then why do they think they get to boss you around? Thank you, Mr. Jones. Take your chair. You did awesome. You did so good. Thank you for letting me pick on you. I'll pick on somebody else later, because I have another skit to do. Walmart, if you don't work for Walmart, or the state of it, the county of it, the city of it, it better be in your pleadings. Because see, how do we sign up to be an employee of Walmart or the state of? Is we check the box, yes, to U.S. citizen. But they did never tell you that certain definitions are attached to the U.S. citizen status. I'll never